Stories. I love stories. Starting at once upon a time, the memory so sublime. Stories. I love stories. Streaming from ancient histories to celebrant jubilees. Stories. I love stories. Those involved in the here and now, allowing new dreams to plow. Stories. I love stories. Even the kind that don't go anywhere, so you just be sitting there looking like... Or the ones that move and shake you, so powerful they break you. Have you saying stuff like, yeah, all right. Stories. I love stories. I love stories. I love stories. You see, my grandmother was a prophet. And she told stories, concrete and consequences unforeseen, that in my lifetime have become the American dream. Her stories, all her stories have come true. And this too I like to propose to all of you. MLK did not write speeches. He wrote stories that inspired people to fight for change, as did Ellington Hughes and Malcolm X, to the Purple Haze stories of Jimi Hendrix, and even some names that are more popular today, like Nicki Minaj and that Canadian punk Drake. They write stories. I love stories, watching them, living them, learning them. Stories. I love stories, writing them, being them, seeing them. Stories. I love stories. I love stories like the old school fables about people who flew, or voyagers in a land anew. Or the stories my father told me, but then it got too late. Or the ones I'll tell my children as they grow up strong and great. Stories. I love stories. I love stories. Someone once told me that storytelling is the original discipline in which the entire human instrument is engaged and available in every moment. That's what I'm doing. I'm not just talking to you right now. I'm not performing for you right now. I'm engaging you in the story. My story. And I know in art that sometimes the stories I share aren't always mine, but if I can find myself in the story, then that's just fine, because you can still see me, and I still got you. And we're working together to pull something through. And so I encourage you to tell your stories. Keep these dreams alive, because discontinuing this tradition is intellectual genocide. And I say that not to scare, but to inspire you to tell your stories. Live your stories. Rap your stories. Groove your stories. Paint your stories. Get, commit, and go and spit your stories. Share your stories. Show your stories. Sing your story. The bottom line is that I love to live. And see, I live to learn everything there is to know about anything. And until I do, I won't be through. If I'm not learning, I feel deprived. If stories aren't being told, I am not alive. So if you got a story to share, I'm there with your permission. Just let me know, because I'd love to listen.